My energy was low. We back up, bitch. First of all, I don't know when I decided that I was gonna be extra, you know. I don't know. I feel like my energy shifted and it's like, let me see you get loose. You know? I finally said what I needed to say. And you know, so crazy. You know what I was thinking of? So, this lady, I remember this lady getting on TikTok and she was talking about how this one lady was so mad. She was in her car. She was yelling and cussing the word out about shit. And then she won the lottery. Right? So, you know, today, basically, I spazzed out, whatever, you know. But I just needed them emotions to come out. Like, I'm in my luteal phase and I can't suppress. I can't suppress, baby. I got to say exactly how I feel. I don't care what honestly, the consequences don't even matter. I just got to say what I got to say. And so what was even crazy is I feel like the suppression of emotions, you will be dealt with. Hi, boo. You will be dealt with, okay? The suppression of emotions, you will be dealt with. And let me just tell y'all something. When them emotions come up, let them flow. Because once they flow and you get rid of them, you're going to feel like a new bitch. You're going to feel like a new person. You're going to stand on new expectations and new boundaries. You're going to detach yourself. Let me tell y'all something. The suppression of emotions this week is very, very, very heavy. Okay? Let it go. Now, this is exactly why I told y'all that you need to do your maintenance appointments doing the luteal phase because, bitch, look at this. Jesus Christ. Gotta do this hair. I actually have to do this hair before tomorrow because I have an outing to go to. But what I think is so funny is the fact of that if you really want shit to change, how about you say it? If you really want things to change, how about you say it? Okay? How about you really say it? You know, stop tiptoeing and trying to censor yourself when you speak to yourself, your spirit guides, God, Buddha. Stop censoring yourself. Stop being so, oh, well, you know, I just hope. And, you know, I had that epiphany today that I am tired of telling God that I'm patient. I'm tired of telling God, okay, I'll wait for you. I'm tired of gaslighting myself of saying, well, if God wanted me to have it, then I would. Now, I already told y'all that I had listened to, I was driving home, and this was the day I had posted a video that I was on my walk. And Steve Harvey got on there. He was like, stop telling yourself, oh, I'm going to do it when God says, and God this and God that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know, if God wanted me to have it, then I would. I'd advise you to stop that gaslighting. I realized that at a certain point, you keep trying to make it seem like God is punishing you or making you wait. That's a lie. It's a lie. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. It was fake. I pulled some cards yesterday and I was going through like what the energy was for this week. And the first card that came out was the King of Pentacles. Now, what I thought was interesting about the energy was the fact that the King of Pentacles was the energy of how you're going to move this week. What I felt was interesting about this was the King of Pentacles energy didn't give me passive. It didn't give me passive. It didn't give me, well, you know, maybe when the time is right. No. You want shit done? You better speak on that shit this week. Say all what you gonna say and never hold back. You see what I'm saying? Say all what you gonna say and never hold back. Okay? One thing that I'm noticing is the fact that at the very moment you decide to walk forward and you decide to say what you're going to say and do what you're going to do, you'll see what changes. I haven't been drinking or, you know, like anything like that for a very long time. And like lately I've been doing like every now and then, you know, I might have like a glass of wine. And honestly, let me say not every now and then. I've only had two. And one thing that I realized is the fact of that I have been very strict and uptight, very, you know, very braced for impact, very like stern. And I've been telling my homegirl this. I said, you know, I need 2 months, no responsibility. I need 2 months of just like, I don't want to pay a bill. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to go buy what I want to go buy, and then we'll figure out the other shit later. Because one thing that I've noticed is the fact that when I'm so like, stick up butt, extra, one thing that I realize is the fact that it normally makes me want to be rebellious against it. And so that's where the energy is now. You can see it. If you don't see it, then maybe you're just not ready to step out on faith. But one thing I'm seeing is the fact that it's this energy to where everybody has gotten very strict and stern and very like responsible, and they're taking life serious. And I'm all about taking this shit serious, but I think we've gotten a little bit too serious. I think we've gotten a little bit too serious. I think life has really become too serious. That at the same time, I think we have to remember what we learned. Okay? Aries energy comes up, and Aries are very determined. Aries are like, I can do this. We can just go ahead and get this shit done now. We don't really have to wait. We can do this shit now. We don't have to wait. Like, we can get the ball rolling now. And that comes from the cardinal energy. But if you think about it, Saturn being in Aries, Capricorn, Aries energy at a meeting, and they're basically saying, what can we do now, and how can we move on it strategically? How can we move on it so it can create longevity? It's too serious. So now that Saturn has gone back into Pisces, I feel like Pisces energy is like, well, what the fuck is going on here? Why did everything just get so serious? What did we not learn? Did we not learn surrender? Did we not learn control? Like, did we not learn like the energy? Like, what's going on? Why is everybody so serious? And everybody's like, no, because life is getting hard. The recession is coming. You know what I'm saying? People from the past, old emotions. Like, we need to really take this shit serious. And I hear Pisces being like, why are you taking it so serious? You being so serious about this, and this ain't even that deep. I just really hear somebody saying like, it's not that deep. It's not that deep, right? What I thought was so funny is the fact that the full moon was in Pisces, the south node is in Virgo, the sun is in Virgo, Mercury's in Virgo. Everything right now is a moon transfer. It's a moon transition, excuse me. Everything is a moon transition. You know what's even funnier? I'm driving, boom. The car in front of me has a card on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you haven't. I've only been on like 7 minutes. So, nah, not really. I've only been on 7 minutes, 8 minutes. So, I'm driving, right? Boom. I'm driving, and the car in front of me, it looked like it got a tarot card on the car. I'm like, nah, that ain't no fucking tarot card. I fucking pull up, bitch. When I tell you, I about damn near smacked the back of the damn car. I about damn near smacked the back of the car, baby. If they would have stopped a little bit too sudden, I would have smacked dead into the shit. It was a tarot card, and guess what the tarot card was? The moon. The moon. I said, well, that's my confirmation right there. Why so serious, people? Why are we clinging on to the seriousness so bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, when I tell y'all, I have, first of all, I have never seen somebody with a tarot card sticker on their car. Okay? I've seen astrology, I've seen all types of shit, but I've never seen somebody with a tarot card on their car. And one of the numbers that I've been seeing is 2222, 3 twos, triple two. 2, and then I've been seeing variations of 4s and 8s, okay? Now, one thing that I did notice about this energy was the fact of that when the 2s were coming up, the 2s were an indication that everything was going according to plan, okay? When I did my spread the other day, yesterday, the 2 of Cups came out, okay? The moon went into Aries today, this afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I'm trying to tell you. The moon said, why is everybody being so serious? You're being too serious. You're taking life too serious. You're forgetting why you're here. And it really made me realize that the highlight of every karmic lesson that we need to get out of is here. You know what I keep hearing? Moderation. To do things in moderation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a drinker. I've never really been a drinker, but you know, every now and then it's like, okay, why don't you just casually do it? Like, you know, I went to the Mexican restaurant, I had a margarita. Boom. It's cool. No biggie. I made oysters, I had some wine with it. Moderation. Okay, this is not necessarily about me drinking. This is just how I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that it's moderation. Okay? DSL, damn. I'm not sure what that meant, Quinn, but you about 2 seconds from getting blocked. Try again. Thank you. So I'm sitting over here and I'm like, moderation, like why do we need to do things in moderation, right? Boom, here we go. Hold on. Un momento. The definition yeah, I knew you was trying to be funny, bitch. I'm telling y'all right now, my shadow is here. And I'm not playing no games. I will call you everything but a child of God. Okay? Thank you. The definition of moderation is the avoidance of excess or extremes, especially in one's behavior or political opinions. The synonyms of it are self-control, self-discipline. There's something about moderation coming up, okay? Just do things in moderation. Don't go too heavy. Don't escape in it. Don't overindulge in it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, because Virgo is about like routine and also like addictions and shit like that, and then also Pisces is about escapism, you know what I'm saying? Things that you're codependent on. One thing that I realized is the fact of that when things are handled in moderation, you never lose yourself within them. Let me say it again. When things are handled in moderation, you will never lose yourself within them. You're going to have to step out and push the limit. They want you to. Oh, right now, they is boxing us in. And you're being boxed in based off whatever makes you feel like you are not free. So with me, I'm not gonna lie, it's how I live my life. It's how I wanna, you know, express my creative arts. It's how I like to travel, how I like to move, how I like to do things. They're boxing me in and I'm like, yo, I'm about to rebel on all this shit. I'm about to rebel on all this shit and I'm not doing it. I don't wanna do it. We'll figure it out later. I'm about to go do some other shit. They talking about, oh, you get mad, huh? You get mad, huh? If I'm not mistaken, in the September wisdom, I don't know if it was the September wisdom or was it the week before that when I was like, I had gave the analogy of that football movie when they was like, put me on my ass. And he kept like, trying to hit the coach and he just knocked him down. He said, we're not going nowhere until you put me on my ass. I don't know if I said that in the September wisdom or if I said that it wasn't, okay, cool. So then I don't know what video it is, but that video is definitely, whatever video that is, I know it's recent because I know for a fact that I remember the analogy. So I got to figure out what video it is. And when I do, I'll let you know. But when I tell y'all, I keep seeing the analogy of like, put me on my ass. Put me on my ass. We ain't leaving until you put me on my ass. They keep saying we ain't going nowhere until you step outside this box. I want you to rebel. I want you to rebel. And I'm like, okay, you talking about all this rebellion energy, you know what I'm saying? So rebellion gives me Uranus. Because Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. Uranus is in Gemini with two people in the mix with the light side and the dark side. One of these sides wants to go against the grain. If you don't feel like you want to go against the grain, I'm telling you right now, you have not gotten to your within. You have not gotten to your within. It's not about here asking for more. It's not about asking for more. It's not about, oh, well, God, can you fix this? It's like, look, I'm cool where I'm at, but it's something else I'm trying to get done. So what we gonna do? Because at this point, I don't really have time to be trial and error. And see, that mindset right there, when you are already open to trial and error, and then you decide to say, fuck trial and error, what need to be done? That's what they trying to get you riled up. They trying to get you riled up right now. They trying to get you so emotionally upheaved that you be like, bro, fuck this shit. Bro, I'm not finna deal with this no more. They're like, oh, great. Because see, what happened is when Saturn left Pisces, everybody gained the wisdom of everything that they've done wrong. They learned the whys, why this happened. They've learned the what, the when, the why, the what, the how, the who. They learned all of it. So they're like, okay, accountability comes from awareness. Wisdom comes from accountability. Okay? I mean, awareness comes from accountability. You know what I'm trying to say. That whole cycle happened. So everybody's like, okay, well, I'll be wise. I use my wisdom. I won't neglect. I won't ignore, what I'm aware of. I'll take accountability from what I'm aware of. I use the wisdom from the accountability that I'm going to keep upon me and others. All right, cool. You got it. They're like, okay, I'm glad that you figured that out. Now, because you figured out these life lessons, why do you allow the fear of the consequence of that lesson to dictate your future actions? I have been appalled this whole time because the feeling of me looking or perceived as not being perfect, as perceived of not having it all figured out, to being perceived as being wrong is literally swarming over everybody's head. Have you ever accepted that you're wrong about a situation and the motherfucker just keep going on about the situation? You like, look, bro, I done already said I was wrong. You keep doing all this extra shit. I don't want to hear it no more. Shut the fuck up. I said I was wrong. I'm acknowledging that I'm wrong. I'm aware that I'm wrong, and I'm holding myself accountable of my wrongdoing. So my wisdom is to now know what I've done wrong and to not do it again. And you steady talking about it. That's how your actions look, your stagnancy looks to them right now. We told you what you did wrong. You've acknowledged what you did wrong. You're holding yourself accountable for what's doing wrong. So my thing is, why do you still keep bringing up what happened when you were wrong? How you know you just not supposed to handle shit in moderation? How you know you just not supposed to go overboard and overindulge and overdo it? How you know you're not just supposed to ease into it, a percentage of it? And here's what I want to clarify. You weren't wrong in every aspect. What's going on in the world and how they're challenging our minds right now and our hearts? Because remember I told you, a closed heart means closed ears. An open heart means open ears. You are not being punished for all your wrongdoing, because it's not that you were wrong 100%. It was just a better way of handling it. It was better people to be around you during it. It was a better way to go about it. You dig what I'm trying to say? It wasn't that it was wrong. It was the wrong people. It was the wrong time. It was the wrong place. The action of it wasn't necessarily wrong. But see, I think the collective only can remember the consequence. The collective can only remember the feeling of failure. The collective can only remember the feeling of hurt, the feeling of betrayal. They can only feel, that's all they can remember. So this week, when all those emotions come up, you suppress. I would advise you not to suppress. I'd advise you to say what you're going to say and do what you're going to do, because you'll feel better afterwards. Today, I went to the spa. And I realized that when we are in a cycle of self-doubt, and when we're in a cycle of a lack of confidence, and we're in a cycle of just hindering ourselves, the best medicine that you can indulge in is self-care. If your mental state is off, self-care will help you get back on the right track. If your heart is in the wrong place, self-care will help you get into the right track. If you feel out of place, self-care will get you onto the right track. It'll get you to, I promise you, it will get you right back to where you need to be, at a neutral state of how you deal with people, how you know what I'm saying, how you handle yourself, how you handle things outside of you. Self-care, the more you indulge in self-care this week, the more you will understand and embrace that you about to get very rebellious. The reason why you keep being frustrated with what's happening in your thoughts and feeling boxed in and not feeling free is because you're not nurturing thyself. The more you indulge in self-care this week, I'm trying to tell you, the more you gonna step, because it builds confidence. It builds confidence. So when you indulge in self-care, it builds confidence. That means that when you decide to step into this energy of rebellion, you ain't gonna fold. Our biggest fear right now is to fold and lose. Let me say it again. Our biggest feeling right now is to fail and lose. That's our downfall. If I fail, that means I lose. That means I lose everything. Who said that? Who said that? The collective right now, its biggest downfall is that they remember the consequences of the things that they did wrong before. But see, the things that you did wrong, didn't you gain the wisdom of what it was? And when the wisdom was given to you, what was the wisdom? Who, what, when, where, and how, and why. That was the wisdom. The root of it wasn't the issue. The leaves were. The root of the matter wasn't the problem. The leaves were. When you planted the seed, what happens is when it sprouted out, you didn't do the maintenance on the plant. The root of the issue was never the problem. The root of it was never it. It's what sprouted out of it, the weeds. So now that you've gotten clear instructions on how to take care of the plant, you cut the weeds off, you watering it properly, you know what I'm saying? You understand, okay, I got to pack the soil this way and not that way. I got to use manure. I got to use, I found out a little hack to use sugar and bleach instead of this and that. It was never that you planting a seed was the issue. And I want you to utilize this for what's happening in your life. A lot of you guys, the momentum was up. The momentum was up. You was running through shit, people, places, and things. The momentum was up. All of a sudden, when the momentum went down, so did your courage. And they said, damn. You do know shit is in waves. So when shit is in waves, you go down. That's when you literally, that's when you feel it the most. You see what I'm saying? When you up, you on that dopamine high of feeling free, feeling abundant, feeling lively, feeling, poured into. When that energy goes down, you're supposed to take the energy from that high to continue to build you back up. But see, what's happening is the moment that the energy went down, you automatically assumed you were in the wrong and shit was about to fall apart. Saturn went back into Pisces, and I'm telling you, Pisces said, what in the hell is going on? What is going on? What are y'all doing? Why did y'all stop? Where did this come from? Why are you not paying attention? Where did all this fear come from? Where did y'all start this indecision? Where did you go back to people pleasing? Where's the boundaries? What do you do? What's going on? A bitch was gone for 2 months and you already on some bullshit. You already trying to claim an energy of being naive as the baby of the zodiac and Aries energy. What are you doing? Saturn said, I went into Aries to crank this bitch up. I went into Aries so y'all could gain the momentum, get that fire underneath your ass, get that confidence, get that drive, get that ambition, get that hustle in you, that dog in you. And we get back into the Pisces and everybody's like, whoa, it's me. Whoa, it's me. This is the same thing that happened before. Everything's gonna go to shit. My life is gonna go to shit. I'm gonna lose everything. I'm getting used and abused. Saturn said, Pisces said, now what in the fuck happened here? Bitch, I thought we was working on wisdom. I thought we was working on, you know what I'm saying, like spiritual. I thought we was manifesting. I thought we was talking. I thought we was implementing. What is this? Everybody in the world looks like that. Big ass question mark. If last month was about questions, this month is trying to seek answers. You ain't the one seeking answers. The world wants to know, why are you questioning that? I thought we went over that. I thought we discussed that. We already been through this. What are you doing? And see, what's really shaking up the world is the fact that the world thinks that the world is going to go through it again, and it's not. And that's where a lot of people are losing faith. That's where a lot of people are starting to get very insecure, very lack of motivation, very scared. They are. Because they like, well, we did this once. We should be able to go through it again. Can I get a refresher? The world said, refresher for the fuck what? You know exactly what this is. You know exactly how this shit go. You're not detached enough. You're trying to attach out of the fear of loss, lack, no control. We're not going over this again. It's simple. Surrender. Refocus your energy. We're not going over this again. We're not doing this again. You want to go keep going on. We're not going over this shit again. Simple. Surrender. Refocus your energy. Go handle some other shit. Go do something else. Pour into yourself. You always are trying to look outside of yourself, of the thing you trying to do this troubleshoot, and everything you troubleshooting is outside of you. When in reality, you should be troubleshooting everything within you. Have you even poured into yourself today? Did you journal? Did you talk to yourself? Did you hold a boundary? Did you implement a boundary? Did you respect the boundary? Did you communicate? Did you allow? When we start going through them troubleshoot questions of self, motherfuckers get real quiet because they didn't start with self. They started with outside of them, so they blaming the person that they're dealing with. Oh, you doing this and you doing that and you doing this. Everything's a reflection of what you want. State what you want, motherfuckers gonna get right. I don't think you guys are understanding. The North Node being in Pisces is basically telling you you can control anything and anyone that you want to with your mind, because you want it to reflect how you feel about you. Stop trying to attach out of control. Stop trying to attach out of a sense of, entitlement. That's where you get embarrassed. Everything is a reflection of how much you pour into yourself and love yourself. I promise. The reason why you don't see the benefit out of certain things because of the fact of you not making it work for you, you working for it. This week is going to show you, did you forget? You make things work for you. Did you forget? People not asking you, well, how is life supposed to be? People are asking you, well, how can I fit into this? You got all this going on. How can I fit into this? Did you fail to realize that this wasn't about people telling you how they was gonna move in your life? It's about you telling people how they gonna fit in your life. Well, I got class on Wednesday and I gotta go to work on Tuesday and I gotta go cook on Thursday and I got a date on Saturday and then I gotta go meet with my mom. I gotta travel on Sunday. I gotta do this. I can link with you Sunday 2 p.m. What's up? It's not them telling you, well, I'm available on Wednesday, so therefore, that's all you got. Well, I'm not, so therefore, it is what it is. I'm telling you, the world basically said, I don't know who the fuck did it and why, but we're not finna go through it because y'all have to understand, time is going fast as fuck. Every time we go through a month, the month moves like it got somewhere to be. But I have to remember, and I have to remind you, the astrological year is 9. The calendar year is 9. We got people talking about the great lock-in, the last quarter. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's September. This is not the 4th quarter. Slow down. That's why they keep saying we can't stop and go back because you guys are supposed to be ending things. Everything is on a time crunch. Okay, and this time crunch has nothing to do with your patience. This time crunch is actually, you should already be, remember how I told y'all when it comes to your manifestations, you shouldn't be excited. You should be very much so grounded in it. The month of September is trying to get everybody to ground in their manifestations because when that shit comes, this is not an if anymore. I'm telling you right now, it's not an if, it's coming. When it comes and you haven't gotten yourself grounded, you gonna fuck up and you gonna fuck up. And the only person you could blame is yourself. Because so many times we want to go ahead and say, well, God, no, I'm not. God gotta give it to me when I'm ready. How many times has God blessed you when you thought you was ready? How many times has God been like, yeah, so you said, well, I'm ready, God give it to me. God be like, all right, cool. Here go a test. I'm gonna give you a little bit. You're like, oh my God, I got it. He did it. He did it. All of a sudden, you're like, oh my God, he did it. He did it. Oh my God, this is crazy. Oh my God. And they like, look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit here. This ain't even a real thing. And you see how they cutting up? You see how they cutting up? You sitting there, you crying, you pissed, you going through it. All of a sudden, God be like, they ready. Poop. The real thing comes. You like, I'm not ready. No, you need to take this shit back. I need help. I need assistance. They go, no, you're actually very much so ready. Everything's good. Everything's fine. You're like, no, but it's not. You know, life ain't that good right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm overweight 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas is cold. You know what I'm saying? The weather is shitty. Like, I'm not ready. I don't have no clothes together. Like, you know what I'm saying? My house is a mess. Shit, I'm not ready. They're like, no, actually, you're perfectly fine. You'll be okay. I'm telling y'all now, it's not an if. This shit gonna slap like, shoot. I told you guys in September, you didn't have to put that much effort into it. And see, what's happening is, let me just go ahead and let y'all in on a little secret. What's happening is you doing it effortlessly. Anything that you need done right now, you doing it effortlessly. Anything that you tripping on is because you're trying to control it. But I'm telling you right now, the things that you said you wanted, you doing it effortlessly. You don't even realize that shit adding up. You don't even realize that shit is adding up because you're doing it so effortlessly. You don't even think that it's anything important. You're not even like, oh, this ain't even a lot of work. I ain't really, this ain't shit. God like, oh, then this is exactly, this is what we need. This is what we needed to see. And you're like, oh, I hear Lion King when he was like, oh, I just can't wait to be king. Do y'all remember? Y'all remember when his ass actually did become king? Somebody said, what the fuck? Do y'all remember when Simba when it was time for Simba to really be king? Do y'all remember that? Life was fucking tearing Simba's ass up. He didn't know shit. He's just like, oh God. You know what I'm saying? It makes me think of like the Princess and the Frog when Tiana. Is it Tiana? When she was almost there. Okay? Look at all the shit that happened right before Shorty got the restaurant. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's not a season of if, baby. It's just it's a matter of time. And because the things that you're doing is so effortlessly, you don't realize that that's checking off the boxes of I'm ready. SpongeBob used to be like, I'm ready. And all of a sudden, when it was time for SpongeBob to be ready, he'd be like, oh. Your effortless behavior right now, that you're doing things out of your control and you're not doing it with any type of true motive or intent, it's just natural. That's what's being checked off on the I'm ready. Oh, yes. I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all. That's what's being checked off. All the stuff that you keep worrying about, all the stuff that you're trying to control, all the stuff that you keep doing, all this stuff you feel boxed in about, that ain't even what they focused on. They like, we just trying to get you mad enough that you finally walk out on faith. We just trying to get you mad enough that you actually let the shit go. So many things right now that I feel like a lot of things are really getting people riled up and upset because they want you to. It is Tiana, okay, thank you. A lot of things are getting people upset where they want to rebel because they want you to release control. They want you to literally there are certain aspects of people's lives to where they feel this energy and they're just so upset. They're like, I just want to go against the grain so bad because they want you to surrender. This is a fight for surrender. So sit down and surrender. You can't control it. And a lot of this has to do with other people. A lot of y'all trying to control things that has to do with other people. Regardless if it's family, platonic, relationships, whatever it is, romantic, work, whatever it is, you're trying to control something that includes other people. Y'all, I always tell y'all this, with Mars being a Libra, anytime Libra energy is in the play in any type of transit in life, it means that there's other people involved. So you trying to, get them to do something for you specifically, when in order for you to get what you want done, other people are involved. So if example, I'm gonna use the lottery as an example. If the people in Texas were supposed to win the lottery, right? That meant that in order for it to be the person that won the lottery, so many people had to get a ticket before them at that place. Okay? So it was just, if other people are involved, that means they had to get John to go to the store at 7:03, and they had to get this to go at 7:04. If the winning ticket was supposed to come out at 7:11, you hurry up and rush to the store. You so impatient, you trying to hurry up your baby mama to go drop the kid off. You trying to hurry up and get your brother to go do this. You would have missed it because you're so busy trying to rush. Everything has to do with other people. So anything that a lot of things that y'all are like, y'all fed up about is because you're trying to control the situation that has to do with other people. Let them people be people and you handle your shit. I'm trying to tell you, everything's going to fall into line. People are going to do exactly what you need them to do, but you can't micromanage them. I remember I was talking to somebody, and one thing that we said is that if you want people to work for you, you have to work for the people. If you want people to work for you, you have to work for the people. One of the best qualities of a good manager is a manager that works with the people. Because a manager that works with the people will do anything for that manager. A manager that micromanages is literally like, it repels the leadership quality from them. People that literally are for the people, that leadership quality, it shines. Where people want to work overtime, people want to come out, people want to do this, they want to look out, they want to work hard, they want to show up better, they want to do better, because it's a reflection of how you pour into them. So if y'all stop trying to micromanage people and micromanage shit, I'm trying to tell you, motherfuckers are falling in line. It's natural. Laugh more. Your boundaries can't be broken or can't be dismissed if you actually are confident and comfortable in a boundary. What's your consequence if the boundary don't happen? Start taking shit away. You don't work for the people. You're making the people repel your leadership. You want somebody to follow the steps, follow the cues, follow your directions. Okay, well, make it very clear this is the direction, and if the direction isn't followed, then have a direct consequence. You can't micromanage people into doing shit. I'm trying to tell you, they don't want to do it. You have to say it, stick to it, and if they don't follow it, then go about your day. But people want to follow shit. People want direction right now. Because one of the transits that's happening, I was talking to my hunger, and we was talking about the degrees of the astrological energy, is that Jupiter's in Cancer, and right now it's at the 19th degree. The 19th degree is Libra. So people want to do shit for people. Like, people want to be of a service to people. They want us. You might not see it that way, but people want couples and groups, and you know what I'm saying? People want a village. People want multiple people. People don't want to be alone. So if you just realize that that people don't want to be alone, you'd make more grace and with love if you decided to actually step into a Venus energy of Empress, very loving, very nurturing, but very high standard of who you are. Not yelling, not boisterous, not all that extra shit, you know what I'm saying? But that all comes from everybody trying to suppress their emotions right now too. So all this suppression of emotion, I mean, you tell me where that's getting us, because I see this in myself. It ain't getting nowhere. The best thing I could have did the other day, or the best thing I could have did today, was to take my ass to the spa and just relax and journal and get in the sauna and sweat and eat, comfort food, and you know what I'm saying, let loose a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, don't overindulge. Just do enough. Get some sun. Relax. Life really ain't that bad. A lot of people right now, I wish I could just tell them, like, life really ain't that bad if you just relax. So, all right, so let's go through the astrological things that are happening today. So as we know, the lunar eclipse, the full moon was yesterday. On the 12th, the sun in Virgo sextiles Jupiter in Cancer. This uplifting aspect brings a wave of good luck our way today. It's a perfect time to kick off a new project and pursue your goals. Nothing can hold you back now. So my question is, are we going to suppress or are we going to release? Which one is it? Same thing. Another thing happened on that same day. Excuse me. Mercury and Virgo sextiles Jupiter and Cancer. Do you see how the Jupiter and Cancer energy is coming around with this 19th degree of Venus energy? If Jupiter is already doing something with the moon energy is here to try to tell y'all, like, go through this cycle, let it go. Like, everything is kind of happening faster than you can even comprehend anyway. So open yourself up to what's actually going on within you. The world is moving faster than we can fucking explain it anytime. Anyway. At any time, shit can really change. Like, I don't think y'all understanding. It's not an if. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's not if, it's a when. There's nothing about an if. Oh, if this will happen. It's not an if, it's when. So, and everybody's win is different of what they're actually trying to happen in their life. But why people feel like they're in two different paradigms or two different lives or two different energies where they want to do this, but they also in this, is because the eclipse energy is passing through fully, right? And if you know what full moons mean that you come to a whole new cycle, you know what I'm saying? Like you be able to close it out, okay? And one thing that I feel like maybe we're not understanding is that this eclipse is not just saying, oh, well, new cycle, new this. No, it's literally closing out the things within you that keep you from being successful in a new cycle. So many people are just jump starting to things, and in reality, you should be grateful for what's being brought out of you. People like, oh, I can't, this eclipse is taking this job away. This eclipse is taking this relationship away. I think the eclipse is more taking things outside of you away than anything. I'm like, I've never seen a collective be so obsessed with everything external. Every time y'all be obsessed with everything external, you don't do shit but literally manifest the same thing in a different form. I don't know about you, but before I manifest a whole new lesson, at least let me actually manifest a whole new lesson and not a new lesson in a new individual or a new situation. Sorry. I'm cool. I don't have time for that shape-shifting shit because that's exactly what's happening. People think that they just so big and bigger than the program when it comes to certain lessons, when in reality, baby, like, this is the same type of shit. You just seeing it in another individual. So let's overcome some shit in this situation, at this job, with this friend. Like, let's clear this out with this person. So the next lesson, because we're always going to go through karmic lessons. So the next karmic lesson is not a repeat. It's literally a whole new karmic lesson that matches this energy, that matches this vibe. A lot of y'all your connections are going to deepen. A lot of connections are going to deepen. Where you thought you was just going to be in the starter thing of the job, now all of a sudden the job wants you to start being the trainer. The job wants you to now start to be implementing programs and directing meetings. The friendship, it gets deeper. The relationship, it gets deeper. Because if the North Node is about karmic lessons that we are trying to gain in spiritual awareness and, enlightenment and stuff like that, lessons are within people. So if you take it outside of yourself to be like, you know what, instead of me just having to go for someone new or something different, let's see what happens when things deepen. Because the South Node is in Virgo, that's also having people understand that surface level shit is not going to work. Some people are with people. Let me explain. Some people, and it doesn't matter the dynamic, but this is how it is. Some people are with surface level people, and that person is deep. Your job is to get them to go deeper, and their job is to get you to understand that where you are is normal. Not everybody's going to be at the level that you are. You don't, one thing that I want to remind everybody is that you don't always want to be around people that can meet you where you are. You want to be around people that you guys can learn from each other in some shape or form. That's what true connection is. Superficial people always want people that are at their level to meet. And they try to figure out why there's no challenge, why there's no growth. What the fuck are you learning? Now, I'm not saying always be around people. You know what I'm saying? If they are surface level, 9 times out of 10, you are more spiritual and they are more 3D. It helps. You're still a soul having a human experience. People that are more 3D help people that are a lot more spiritual have a better human experience. They help them implement their wisdom into the physical. I don't want to implement shit in the physical with a motherfucker that feels like they're above earth. I've seen that. I've been around that. Like people that want to have spiritual conversations all fucking day. Like they don't ever want to just be like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we are physical beings. Maybe we are physical beings. Like maybe we're actually having a human experience. Maybe I actually want to tap into being a human and do some things that a human would do. I hate having conversations with people that think that they are bigger than the soul's lesson. That's why I don't judge, but at the same time, it's just like, come on. You having a human experience. If that's what you're going to do, at least protect yourself. That's all I say. See that shit for what it is and how you can finesse and get the best out of it. That's what I tell people all the time. Y'all got to understand that the fucking world is struggling. If you can make the world work best for you, you won't feel no type of way. I think because we're a collective that yearns for like one thing, monogamy, that we don't understand what spiritual polygamy is. And I'm not saying like relationships. I'm saying spiritual. I think we are a collective that yearns for like an individual, a love that really is. You're not gonna find that love in one person. You're not gonna find everything you want in one person right now. It ain't meant for you to right now, and that's okay. I'm not saying your person is not out there or that best friend is not out there. I'm not saying that. I'm just letting you know right now, because we're going through the year 9, it ain't there. It's really not there. Those that are, coming into union with people, I send nothing but love and great energy towards your union. I never want to speak negative on anybody's shit, but I feel like those that are yearning for it and they haven't been able to find it is because you need to be able to access more energies before you consolidate into one. You need to be able to experiment a lot before you get to one, because you got to remember, our biggest lesson that we as a collective fail to realize is to lose ourselves in another individual. That's a curse. And because Jupiter's in Cancer, that's a part of the curse, the spell that we're trying to break. Most people got lost in their home life. They got lost as a wife. They got lost as a husband. They got lost in their children. They got lost in their jobs because that's a part of their foundation. Our lesson to get out of this spell is to understand that you cannot get lost in a foundation. So that's why, people like, I just really want my person. I just really want my person. But it's just like, baby, you don't know how that shit is when you're dealing with one person. You'll get lost in that. You lose yourself. That's why right now the collective of women is waking up very heavy. The collective of men is waking up very heavy. And it's happening quick. And motherfuckers is not keeping up. They trying to fight it. They trying to argue against it. Ain't no need to argue. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think it's so interesting how we're having more older women finally tell y'all, like when they be like, oh, so what you do and this and that. They be like, oh, I had multiple men. Whole time you thought grandma was the same. You thought grandma was a saint. You thought grandma was a holy woman. She put oil on your forehead and baked your cookies, cakes, and good little southern food. Whole time she had a nigga on a nigga on a nigga. You see what I'm saying? So it's like y'all not understanding the spiritual polygamy, the friendships, the business ships. You know, that's why when, you know, people want to boycott certain companies and they want to boycott certain things, how some people just it don't really, you know, it's like, babe, we can make change happen, but some things really are above us, and it's just not worth us fighting for. Like if you honestly in your soul feel like that's something that you want to stand by and that's something you want to fight against, by all means do you. Never gonna shed no negativity towards it. I'm just saying there are certain things that's just above us and we don't got shit to do with that. So you having this one-sided beef, this one-sided problem with situations and people and morals and values and life concepts and shit like that, you're only losing within yourself. You're only losing from a better situation. I don't know if using your karmic cycles and karmic people as stepping stones was a fucking lesson, it would be right now that the year is in the number 9, which is endings. The North Node is in Pisces, which has to do with spiritual justice, which the South Node being that has to do with business. So it's like you doing business with people. Like sometimes, you know, you might not do business with the right person, but shit, they fuck up now, let you get, you know, your shit back in stability. And see, that's also another lesson that comes in this situation where this spiritual polygamy comes around and tell y'all, like, you really could be coming up off motherfuckers right now. You really could be coming up off their energy, coming up off how they, you know what I'm saying, their projection, their obsession. You could be coming up off motherfuckers. But so many people, they have this direct moral of one individual that they supposed to have. One friend, one lover, one friendship. Their loyalty lies in an illusion. Your loyalty needs to lie in your abundance, not your demise. I hope this makes sense, and hopefully it makes sense as you go along, because you'll realize that some people are in this energy now where they're like, well, if I can't get one person to do it, then I just won't do it at all. Yes. Your loyalty, come on now. This whole, let me give you an example with Young Thug, which I think is so funny. Because Mariah the Scientist was so stuck on one person. She was stuck on one person. Instead of utilizing this energy to level the fuck up, because she was getting so much publicity. So much publicity. My girl was leaving shows to go fuck with a nigga in jail. And come to find out, this nigga snitching. Snitching and talking. And I told y'all that there was nothing about that case that was fucking wrong. That motherfucker was lying. But it's loyalty. Woody was like, look, I fucked this whole shit up, so don't nobody got to go down. But you got to trust in me. And because so many people, they don't have no trust in themselves, what do? They cross themselves up, and now, look, they show their true character, where their loyalty really lied. And it didn't lie where it needed to be. It lied in their demise. Mariah the Scientist, it's like, girl. She could have used that shit, flipped that shit, been bigger. And I know everybody like, oh, well, we love Mariah. Mariah allowed, and one thing I know about Scorpio energy is that Scorpios will hold the fuck on. Scorpios have a very underlying loyalty to even the people that do them wrong. You know what I'm saying? Right, he can't. And you know why? Y'all know why he can't do nothing but talk now? Because y'all forget, Young Thug is a Leo. Young Thug is a Leo. He right now, he has to do nothing but roar. Y'all see it in the collective. People want everything to be justified. They want to be perceived. I told you, the perception of you, the truth was gonna come out. How you portrayed yourself and you know what you was, that shit was gonna come out. So all we had to do was watch. Now he can't close his mouth. He's having word vomit. That's what I'm trying to tell people, like, just relax. That ego's a motherfucker. And because there was a shift that happened with the masculine energy, the feminine energy has now arisen. Exactly. The strength card came out with the death card. I did a spread yesterday. The strength card came out with the death card. The woman was trying to close the lion's mouth on the strength card. Do y'all not know that the transformation within that is that the woman was trying to save the lion? Shut up. I need you to be quiet. And that was Leo's lessons. Leo's lessons have been all about that. Gunna's energy definitely gives me that Uranus and the Uranus and Gemini energy. And the Uranus and Gemini energy, when I told y'all which twin was going to come out to handle things accordingly. Gunna Dark Side came out. And he let that shit shine through his music, through working out, through bettering himself. Now, all of a sudden, his light energy is coming out, and he looks graceful. He looks graceful because his loyalty was to self, not to the demise. I'm screaming. I told people, let the twin that needs to come out handle things accordingly. Now motherfuckers getting confused with which twin should be speaking. You should have been working on that this whole time. When Mercury's in Virgo, you over here trying to give all these details out. Shut up. Shut up. You trying to just... Whole time, Mercury and Virgo, I told y'all, Virgos and Geminis, they like details to be given to them. They want you to keep talking. And you see what's happening? All the birds and the canaries are singing. Doo, 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 doo. It's Hunger Games in this bitch. Every time I turn around, I just be like... And it's crazy because the full moon yesterday, it had hit 18 degrees. And when it hit 18 degrees, the 18th degree is one of the most, like, it's a heavy energy degree because, you know, it has to do with like domestic, like, you know, violence and, you know, just a lot of harsh energy, very like hard not life. And I thought it was so funny because the first thing that it said in the thing was betrayal. And so I was like, damn, betrayal coming up, and so many people are holding on to when they were betrayed. People gonna right their wrongs, whether they do it or they get made. If you gonna what does it say in state property? Either you gonna get down or you gonna lay down. Either you gonna get down or you gonna lay down. Like the fuck. That's how the energy moving right now. The energy say either you gonna get down or you gonna lay down. What's up? And I don't think everybody like people. You could tell who's deciding to, you know, get down and lay down. Cause they want to fight they want to fight and want to go against it. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, two things for sure. The energy is not going to baby you. They don't care. Cause you know better. They don't care. They don't care. And I think because so many people fear being wrong, that's probably the number one issue that a lot of people have. A lot of people want things to be proven to them. Why you need it proven to you? What's happening is exactly what's happening. People aren't perfect. They have to change their ways. A lot of y'all don't understand that you are the first of something in someone's life. You're the first in someone's life. You're the first employee that they've had be so open and say what you're going to say and be honest. You're the first person in this relationship that they've ever actually had to hold standards and say shit and do shit. You're the first. You're the first person in the family to do this. You're the first person in the bloodline to do this. You're the first. People are going to act accordingly, but you can't sit there and argue and can't sit there and go back and forth with the drifting energy within you. For everyone that's a first in something, there's an energy of drifting within you to deteriorate you from being the first and succeeding. And it has nothing to do with that person. It's all you. It has nothing to do with that job. It's all you. You are the one that's going to help yourself drift. Change the narrative. Create a new scenery. Do what you need to do. Set the tone. You allowing the energy of drifting, or you're allowing the negative energy and how the devil can utilize your mind to not succeed, to actually create a narrative where there is no succeeding. There's failure. On the 13th, the Sun in Virgo conjuncts Mercury in Virgo. This analytical aspect can help us map out your future, making it a great day for problem solving and untangling tricky situations. You got this. Also on the 13th, Vista enters Sagittarius, back for round 2. We're inspired to tap into our inner wanderer as curiosity guides us towards the new experiences, adventures, and a sense of balance amidst the busyness of life. The feminine energy now the feminine energy now has decided to put the hands up. The masculine energy decided to say, okay, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable and I'm confident, and I don't know what I'm doing for sure, but I know I want to do it here. The feminine energy, you need to really get these two in tune. So your feminine energy not like surrendering, you're doing it wrong. Your masculine energy should say, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to do it. The feminine energy should just be like, and I'll let you. Because when that masculine energy gets that like little inkling in their heart, and they you know what I'm saying, in that in your bones of like, shit, I don't really know what to do, but I know I'm about to do something. Like, I know I'm about to do something. That's when that momentum starts to come up. That's when you start actually putting out content. That's when you start actually putting out products. That's when you start producing things. That's when you start doing things, implementing things. It's not about overcoming it. It's not about conquering it. It's not about it being 110% accurate. It's all you got to do is start. I told y'all, you don't got to do too much in order for things to take off. So you want something to change within the dynamic with you and the person, all you got to do is crank that bitch up two notches. You want to have more content, crank that bitch up 2 notches. You want to put more activity when it comes to your health, put more activity when it comes to your appearance, 2 notches. You don't got to do too much. I'm telling you, just because you got that inkling in your heart, your bones, your soul of like, look, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do something, that already puts it in the universe to say, flood this with something. Do something with this. I don't know what I'm doing, but do something with this. So that feminine energy supports it, gets that energy going, prays over it, trusts it, nourishes it, right? While you sitting out there at war, the feminine energy is cooking your food, making sure your uniform is clean, doing what you need to do, sending you clients, word of mouth, doing the, finding the song of motivation, but you still doing what you need to do. That's how the cycle of life is going to go. The number 9 will end in a very drastic way. Like this whole year, you're going to look back and be like, I don't even know how the fuck I got here. You're going to look back at 2025, in 2026, when the actual astrological year gets to 1, not the calendar year, the astrological year. You're going to look back when the astrological year of 2025, when you get to 2026, you're going to be like, how the fuck did I get here? I don't remember having to do too much. Right. Because you decided to implement and conquer all the things that you were first to do. Every generation just needs one. That's why they call it the chosen one, the golden child, whatever you want to fucking label it. It's only need one. It only needs one person to do what they need to do. The ancestors only need one. Like, let's remember that. The ancestors only need one. They only need one of the people, the bloodline, to actually say, fuck it, I'll do it. Fuck it, I'll do it. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'll do it. I'll move. I'll stop talking to them. I will overcome a generational curse. I'll work on this. I'll do this. They only need one. So if you think about what's going on in your life right now, you are the first. Like, you are the first. I know it don't seem that way because you're in comparison of everybody else in the collective and in your life, but I'm just letting you know right now where you are in life and where you're going as this year progresses. You are the only one. You're the only one that's gotten this far. You're the only one that has this awareness. You're the only one that communicates the way you do. You're the only one that learns the way you do. It's only you. So you thinking, oh, my family this and my family that, they did. No, I'm telling you, it's only one. So it's like, you're being hard on yourself when in reality, you are the only one. You don't have nobody to actually talk to about this besides other people in the collective, which is soul family, you know what I'm saying, that you can relate to. But that's why shit is so difficult. That's why we're feeling this energy of aggravation and irritation, because they're taunting you, they're teasing you, because you are the only one. So you don't have nobody to talk you out of it. You don't have nobody to relate to in reality. Like, you don't have nobody you can really, confide in about the situation. You don't. Even soul family, we all going through shit differently. You know what I'm saying? We can feel energy together, but when it comes to what's actually going on in our life and what we're trying to obtain, the fuck, you don't have nobody to voucher and fucking have it, and that's the way they want it. They want it like that. They don't want you to have external validation about this. You're the only fucking one. How can you be validated? Every generation is different. So there is no, that's how they want it. You know, it's so funny. I think it's interesting. I'm wearing this shirt and it's Muhammad, the greatest of all time. That's how they want it. They want it to be to where you are your own individual and you become a legend by yourself. This don't say Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. This don't say this. It says Muhammad, greatest of all time, the GOAT. One person, just you. So you want life to be different? Okay, change some things about yourself. Life will be more accordingly. It will work in your favor. I promise. You want the energy to shift? Do something drastic. I promise. One thing about it, two things for sure, it will always get taken care of. As long as things get taken care of, what is the real issue? As long as it gets taken care of, what is the real issue? And I think one thing I want to always remind y'all, because I have to remind myself of this. If money is the only issue of a problem, then there's not really an issue. If money is the only problem of an issue, then there's not a real issue. I promise you. If, let's say something is due, something needs to be fixed, something this, something that, let me just tell y'all something. As soon as the money gets to you and it's taken care of, there's no more issue. There was never a problem. That's why I'm done trying to gaslight myself like, oh, if God wanted me to have the money, then I would have the money. No. I'm not saying that's not true, but something about that, it ain't adding up no more. Because God just be like, because you trying to find other issues. That's not a real issue. Sometimes I feel like that's what he's really trying to get me to see. He's trying to get me to see, like, you coming up with all these different scenarios and emotions and problems. And, you know what I'm saying? You coming up with all this different, you adding fuel to the fire. You saying different shit. As soon as you get the money for something, that now all of a sudden there's no problem. There's no emotions. There's nothing. Right. So there was never really an issue. The issue was how you create the scenario to be. It's really just that simple. And I'm using money as an example because I'm realizing that's exactly how everything in life is. You ask somebody to do something, all of a sudden they start doing it. All them scenarios, all those emotions or whatever that you was crying over and fussing over, they do it now. What's the issue? You pray to God about something, all of a sudden he fixed it. What was the issue? The more we go through this transit, the more we go through year 9, the more we go through September, I just keep hearing that. What's the real issue? Y'all know my favorite line from Ari. It ain't about shit. Because it don't be about shit. Like, hey girl, it don't be about shit. It ain't about shit. You trying to find all this thing? It really ain't about nothing. It ain't about shit. Like, I am solely realizing this. You worried about all these things, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I want to buy this for my house and I want to do this and do that. And they be like, okay, so why don't you just do it? Well, I got to think about this. I got to think about that. All of a sudden, that's taken care of. All of a sudden, you buy the item. Now what? It wasn't about shit. You buy the item and what? Still got to get taken care of. It's still going to get taken care of. So it's just like, why don't you just do what you need to do? Why don't you just do what you need to do? Like, it don't be, like, I don't know how much more to tell y'all. Like, this week, you gonna realize you be creating problems out of nothing. You be creating ant piles out of nothing. Like, mountains out of ant piles. Whatever the fuck that little saying is. You just, it's not about nothing. Y'all gonna realize, like, you know what, people, they do too much. They think they make things deeper than what it is. You're doing that, and so is everybody out in the world. Honestly, that's what Thug is doing, to be honest with you. He making things bigger than what it is. All he had to do is shut the fuck up. Focus on what he need to focus on. Don't make things bigger than what they are. They're not that serious. I promise you it's not. Because, see, everything in life has one or two options. Either it's going to work or it's not. If it's not going to work, then okay, oh well, fix it. Go, go do something else. But if all it takes is somebody to just do it, then it's not really a problem. If you're the first person to implement something, if you're the first person to talk about something, if you're the first person, then you must know that the only thing that stands in between your request and desire being met is the action of it being done. So all that extra emotions and all that extra talking and all that extra shit, that's just coming from your need to control the narrative. Other people are involved. Relax. Calm down. You're okay. Everything's okay, actually. There's nothing wrong. Bills are billed every day. Things happen every day. It's not that serious. But that feeling of frustration and aggravation is coming from people's need to control. All right, did I get all the days together? Okay, hold on. What's today? Oh. Yeah, so that's it. That's it for the week. It ain't about shit. That's what really be tearing me up, bro. Like, it ain't about shit. Things literally, you be like, I don't know. All of a sudden, shit fixing. It's just like, okay, now what else? Is this saved? Yes, it will be. Three of Pentacles comes out. Three of Pentacles has been coming out because of the fact of, once again, I'm going to say it for the millionth time, there is more people involved. It's not just you, sweetie. Relax. And the lovers. Once again, multiple people involved. Okay? I don't know how much more to confirm that. There's multiple people involved. So anything that you need is multiple people involved. Three of Cups comes out. Exactly. It's multiple people involved. As an Aries, I'm an I type of bitch. I get you. I know. I can sympathize with you. Because I'm a very selfish, me. Show it to me now. Me now. And they be like, well, that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to go do this, and they got to go sign this, and they got to go move this, and we actually got to go talk to them about this, and they be like, yeah, okay. I've been feeling like Veruca Salt. And one thing about the energy is the fact that if you're going to be Veruca Salt about the actions that you want, about your actions. You know what she was like, I want the world, I want the whole world, give it to me now. Okay, go take it. What's the issue standing between you getting the world? Go take it. Go do it. I think you said this one time in Gemini season last year. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, go take it. You know, I don't know if y'all ever like been around kids or whatever, and you know, a kid be like, I want this, I want that, and they're fully capable of doing it themselves, or you've made, you know what I'm saying, their request to be accessible. Like example, so like my TT mama put the snacks at a level that TT can grab them. So she'll be like, "Oh, mom, I want this." She'll be like, "Go get it." Like there's not an issue stopping you. And she's like, "No, no, no, no." TT be dramatic as fuck. So TT being dramatic or whatever, she being dramatic. She in the bed, she whining, she fussing. Oh, go get the chill, go get the chill, go get the chills. TT finally put the damn iPad to the side, walked her ass downstairs, got the chips, and walked her ass back upstairs and got back in the bed. Like I said, there's nothing standing in between you gonna get it. You're just fucking nagging. There's nothing wrong with the Veruca Salt energy. 10 of Cups. Once again, there's multiple people involved. With the Four of Wands, there's nothing standing in the way for you to be able to do what you need to do. There's nothing standing in the way of people doing there's nothing in the way of you getting that. You can do whatever you want to do. But when it comes to things that involve other people, just know they have to get other people in line. Okay? Queen of Wands is here because there's a confidence energy. All right. That's about it. I got to rewatch this because going to the spa today just read me for filth. Going to the spa today just read me for filth because, honey, I'm up in there and you know what's so fucking crazy? It was this damn couple and they would come in the sauna, right? So I would go in the sauna, then I would go in the next sauna because I just feel like instead of me making a big deal of other people doing the most, I could just leave, right? So I went to the next sauna or whatever, and then it's like they would come to the next sauna. I don't think they were doing this purposely, but it's just the fact of that, like, I can't stand when people just don't understand, like, yeah, text me real quick. So we can schedule. So, you know, they go to the next one. They just talking, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I told y'all I'm very accepting of my irritability. So, you know, I'm being an irritable ass bitch. And, you know, they just keep, every time I went in, it'd be like 10, 15 minutes. And they bring their ass up in there. So finally, I left and I just realized, like, you know what? Instead of me trying to make things of a bigger deal, there's nothing stopping me from being able to go do what I want to go do. And that's the energy that I feel like instead of you trying to complain about the circumstances that are directly in front of you, one thing that you possibly should do is just go do something else. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, everybody is accessible to the world right now. I'm trying to, you know, make sure I'm trying to help y'all out. Everybody's accessible to the energy that's going on in the world right now. Everybody's accessible to it. Okay? If they're annoying you, just go do something else. Don't worry, they'll get with the program. They'll catch the hint. That's one thing I do know. I do know about the energy is that motherfuckers will catch the hint. When you start utilizing them for what they're good for, when you start creating space, people like, maybe. Because, see, they're not going to get it at first. They're not going to get it at first. They're going to think something wrong with you. They're going to think something wrong with you. Oh, something wrong with them. They do You keep going. They come in there doing all that talking. You don't want to hear it. You get up. You leave. They come in the next room doing all that talking. You get up. You leave. They're going to catch on. They're going to catch on. Don't worry. People going to catch on. And when they do, they're going to do one or two things. Keep doing what they're doing and walk their ass right about your life, or change that shit because they don't want you to go nowhere. So they doing that to you too. You go, you get into the energy, you get that hit of dopamine, and they be like, they do something else to aggravate you. Okay, you get another hit of dopamine, They keep saying you trying to chase a feeling of dopamine when this could really be your whole life. You're only chasing this because of how aggravated you are. I'm just saying. You're chasing something based off aggravation and wondering why you're not satisfied. You're only leaving because you're aggravated. I'm just saying. You're only leaving a situation because you're aggravated. So, that's it. I have to go. I'll see y'all next week. Thank you. Right. Me too. Somebody texted me and said Monday Conversations is lit. It's either gonna be Monday or Sunday Conversations, but it's gonna be a vibe. So, hell yeah. What she said, I mean it, next week. Do you see that guy that says Pluto represents love rather than Venus? Any thoughts? I can see that. I can see that. Because Pluto is underestimated and always kind of played upon. And when you think about love, love is very underestimated. People underestimate the effects of love. I can see that. I feel like they, I feel like the polarities of love might be between Pluto and Venus. I can see that. When you think about it, that power struggle that people have is based off of the energy of what they feel love is. Most people's power dynamic comes from their illusion of what love is. So people want to have control and power over a situation because what they're used to is love that hurts. That's why people that have like an overflow of a heart, like they have a big heart, you know what I'm trying to say, and they get out their people pleasing ways, they learn that love conquers all. So as long as they love themselves, they'll never be losing in any situation. People that understand that love is universal, people that understand that love doesn't mean commitment, love doesn't mean this, love doesn't mean specific things, love doesn't mean control of the power dynamic. When people that understand that love does not control the power dynamic, that's why they don't lose. I can see that. Because Pluto, okay, let's go through it real quick. Hold on, real quick before I go. That's a really, you know what? Clock that. I like that topic. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm ready to explain this on TikTok yet because people don't. TikTok, they have the attention span of people that they be wanting to go back and forth. So hold on, let's see. All right. Oh, this keyboard is so satisfying. All right. So in astrology, Pluto symbolizes transformation, power, and rebirth, representing periods of deep change, the death and regeneration of the self, and the uncovering of the subconscious depths, secrets, and taboos. Named after the Roman god of the underworld, Pluto is a generational planet. I can see that. So it says, impacting entire generations through slow, profound upheavals that require destruction to make way for new creation and evolution. Its influence highlights areas where one must confront power struggles, control, and manipulative forces to achieve profound personal growth and empowerment. Don't people do that in order to feel loved? Pluto signifies a powerful catalyst for change, leading to the metaphorical death of old ways to being to allow new growth and a completely transformed self. People do that when they're in love. That's why people don't really understand the feeling of love. Let's talk about it. Real quick, let's talk about it. I don't think people understand what true love is because they look at love they don't understand the feeling of love because they look at love as something that is unobtainable. And when people feel it, they don't know what they feel. They don't know if they feel heartburn, gas. They don't know if they feel anxiety, they feel excitement, sadness, depression. They don't know how love feels, you know? And one thing that I learned about love is the fact of that it's something that can't be explained. It's something that you literally see through people's sacrificing of self. Love is very self-sacrificial. I think because we realize you don't have to fully die in order to be loved or to love. I think that's where the collective is starting to pick up on, like, damn, maybe you did love me, but you only loved me in the way of ever how much you could sacrifice yourself. Most people don't have an understanding of self. So the bit of them that they don't sacrifice their true self. They sacrifice a part of their ego that is not evolved, that's not real, that's an armor. They sacrifice a false illusion of self in order to say it's love. I think when more people start to sacrifice their authentic soul, love will be different. That's why they say, like, men love through investing, women love through, like, comfort and safety. And men don't have the same, like, emotions as us. They love through their investments. That's why they love their cars. That's why they love their businesses. That's why they love the women that they spend the most on. Because they've sacrificed their soul. Their ego has already died off. That's why that's why when, you say, like, oh, you don't get the same person, people don't get the same people, it's because of the fact of they sacrificed their ego. That's why when people be like, oh, have you ever been in love? I be telling them no. I've never been in love. When I think about it, I was never in love. I was only sacrificing a piece of my ego. My soul was never into that shit. That's why I don't be having no bad blood. That's why I don't really be giving a fuck, because it wasn't a soul grasping, thing. I don't believe I've ever been in, like, a true, real relationship. I think they're all karmic and they're all a reflection of my ego. That's probably why I got commitment issues, why I don't believe in committing with motherfuckers. That's why I believe in having 6 people to equate to one. Yeah, because I just don't think that only thing I feel, and the only reason why I can say this is because I've sacrificed my soul when it came to embracing my grandmother's death. That's when I knew love was real. I might. I knew that. I knew what love was when I accepted my grandmother's death for what it was, instead of it just being a physical death. Because my ego, I didn't just sacrifice my ego. Like, I felt like when I went to her funeral, I was sacrificing my ego. I didn't want to look at her. I was crying. I felt like I was hurt. I was blaming myself. I was doing all this shit. And when she died, I decided to sacrifice my soul, and that's when it became like, oh, she's not dead. Like, she's very much so alive. She's very much so around me. Like, and it's funny because, like, even things on TikTok will pop up and they'll be like, oh, you have an ancestor grandma around you, or I done talked to ChatGPT and it say something about a grandmother. I be talking to other people, they be talking about a grandmother. So it's like I knew at that moment, like, this is what love feel like. Like, this what love feel like. It feel like where I didn't need her physical representation to be here in order for me to know, like, she loved me and that she's showing up for me. That's why I try to explain to people that when people die, they're more helpful dead than alive. I mean, I know it sounds crazy and it might be a little bit of dark humor, but it's the truth. You want to feel real love? That's how you feel real love. You sacrifice your soul. Your ego don't even trip no more. My ego don't even trip no more. I don't even think I celebrate her birthday or death date anymore like that. Like, because that was all ego shit, you know? Birthdays ain't real. You know what I'm saying? Holidays ain't real. Death dates ain't really real. That's all like ego. That's all human shit. But our love is so universal. Our love is so pure. I mean, every day is a celebration when I'm around. Every day. That's why I stop. Like, if I could be real with y'all, I feel like sometimes this also explains like my love for God. Like, I do a lot of superficial shit when it come to God sometimes. And I be clocking myself like, that prayer wasn't even necessary. Like, you ain't even have to pray like that, you know? Like, that prayer was just extra. Like, you did that to calm your own ego down. Like, that prayer wasn't even, like, you didn't even have to do all that. Like, you know? Like, I feel more of God's love when I just talk. Like, when I'm just having a calm conversation, or, like, I just pray out of gratitude, and I'm like, you know, thank you, God, you know, thank you for waking me up this morning, you know, something like that. But, like, sometimes, like, when I say things or, like, when I do things, I just be like, bro, that's so ego-driven. Like, that's superficial as fuck. Like, why would you do that? Like, God don't even rock like that. And it's like, or, like, I try not to say something to him because I don't want him to, like, strike down, or, like, I don't want him to look at me funny or be like, that was rude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how my mind works when it comes to God. That's how I know the love is just, it's a soul sacrificial thing. Because I think I told him today, like, bro, I'm not trying to hear none of that shit you be talking about patience. Like, I dead serious, like, wrote that shit down, like, bro, I'm not trying to hear none of that shit about no patience. I don't want to hear nothing about no patience. I don't want to hear about nothing about no timing. That is all some bullshit, and I'm done gaslighting myself with that. What I think you saying to me, that's all. Like, y'all, when I tell you I'm journaling going off, and at that very moment, I have never felt closer to God ever. When I tell y'all, to the point where a girl drank a margarita today. I don't drink. I'm telling y'all this right now. I don't drink. And I had a ball. Because I allowed myself to stop being so superficial with God. Literally. Like, I mean, fussing him out. And I just felt like he finally was like, wow. I was waiting on when you was going to finally stop playing this little, you know, God, please help me, and God, do this. Like, I didn't give you light. Like, I didn't give you confidence. Like, I don't give you insight. I've been waiting on you to stop acting like I don't give you insight. I've been waiting for you to claim what I already knew you were supposed to have. Finally. Like, I dead serious felt like that. Because I hide behind that so much. I hide behind, you know, like, oh, you know, it's God's timing, and, you know, oh, God wanted to, he would, and I'm like, man, what? Like, and I'm so frustrated with it, but it's the truth. It's literally nothing but the truth. I hide behind my perception, or how I perceive the word in the Bible, or how I perceive, you know, how God moves in the life of trying to be too humble. It's not cockiness, it's godliness. So when I think of love, I sacrifice my soul to just say, and not no weird shit, but, you know, like, I really did tell him, like, you know what, like, no. It is my time now. Like, no, I'm supposed to have this, because yes, I do know what's not right, and I do know who not to talk to. And you're right, I do know how to handle this, and I do know how to ask questions, and I do know how to implement this, and I do know how to research this. So no, it's not a matter of if it's my time and God will give me no, it's mine, and I want it now, and I deserve it, and I know I deserve it. I'm not trying to sit here and try to play like. it was just so many things that clicked today that was like, oh, y'all been waiting on this moment, huh? Here I am frustrated with the dynamics of everything in life right now, because it's like, it's not that I'm not set. It's not that I'm not okay. I'm just like, I just want more. And they like, okay, well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting more. I mean, you can have more, but you kind of teetering with it of like well, if I could get some more, sir. More coins, please. Like you kind of on some like, handout shit. Like you got your hand out, but like you kind of saying it in a way as it's you would be okay if we do or don't, and that's not the energy we need you to have right now. We need you to have the energy of like, no, like I really do need it. Like I really need you to go ahead and send that shit now. Like no, like right now. Like you need to have some type of authoritative, like, no, like I really like I need to get this shit done now. Like I'm not really trying to wait. Like I don't want to wait anymore. They need that type of confidence, because to have that type of confidence in yourself that you could challenge the universe to say, I'm not poor and I'm not hurting, I'm not in lack. Like, bro, I just need this shit because I got shit to do. Like I got shit I want to do. I don't need it, I want it. And see, when we were in a lack mindset, when we were in a mindset that we felt undeserving, it was like, oh well, I'll just get, like what I, like need, what I'm saying? It's not about my wants, like, like my saying is like, God provides my necessities, I go get what I want. That right there was an affirmation to implement this attitude right now, to be like, no, like I need the money like right now. You can't be timid asking for money and telling them like what you need. Like you just can't be timid anymore. And I think because the year 9 is here, it's trying to get everybody to understand what is real love and what are you really gonna stand on. So I would have to agree and say that Pluto is the polarity, is the dark side of love, while Venus is the light side of love. I think that's why so many people don't understand their Venus energy that much, is because they only understand it from the aspect of the light side instead of the dark side. I feel like we're going to go deeper into the astrological things, because once again, it's the Akashic records opening up. But people don't want to hear me. And I don't know how many more times I got to tell people, but the Akashic records is opening up, meaning that we will learn a lot more about things that go against the things that we were taught and things that we thought we knew, and we're going to get in depth about it. Like I always told y'all, I didn't know much about the degrees when it came to astrology, but the other day, like I started to look, and I had a session, like I had a birth chart reading with a client or whatever. And I told her straight up, like one thing about me is that I don't mind getting resources. Some people, they love to think that they know everything off the dome. I'm going to get the resource. Okay? So as I'm doing her reading, what I'm saying? Like, we going through it, and I get this chart out, and the chart basically tells me like what zodiac is in charge of each degree. And so as like we're going through her chart or whatever, and I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, well, hold on. Because if you have this in this house, but you have this at that degree, that means that the energy of this house and the energy of that degree, you have to find balance in the elements. You have to learn how to work with two. Because see, one thing about it, two things for sure, we are always constantly working with two, never one. We're always working with two sides of your mind. That's why the Lord put two animals on the Noah's Ark. You got 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 lips. Like, you see how you got 2 sets of everything? You dig what I'm trying to say? Like, you're symmetrical. I don't know if that's the right word I'm trying to say, but like, it made me realize, like, wait a minute. We've always learned everything to be one. Oh, I'm an Aries, I'm a Gemini, I'm a Virgo as the sun, right? But then we got into it more. Okay, well, my rising is Gemini. My rising is Taurus. Okay, so now you not only have the sun as the ego, or what is illuminated, now you have this in your first house. You see what I'm saying? Now you have this as your first house. The sun owns this house. So that means that the sun shines upon this energy. But then you got a degree here. So it's like your first house being in Taurus, earth energy, Venus energy. At the 19th degree, which is Libra energy, air energy, Venus energy, that's double Venus. But that's 2 sides of the planet. It's the light, it's the air, and it's the earth. That's you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's always 2 to everything. And I think the more we go into the year 9 and we get down to the nitty gritty, the Akashic Records is going to have a lot of different, like, it's going to have a lot of information of the polarities of situations. I don't know if everybody's ready for that, but you know, I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. So I might take this part of the clip and I might take my part of the clip and post it on TikTok. Because as you guys can see, I've been putting my shorts on YouTube and I've been putting my shorts on Instagram. We're doing our shit. Y'all, I'm on my shit, okay? So, I gotta skedaddle, okay? I love you. I love you guys oh so much. And I will see you next week, okay? Oh, who is it? I don't know who that is. Shit, am I ready for it if it helps the future? Honestly, this is a great time. It's an amazing time. It's an amazing time. And you know what? One thing I want y'all to realize is people that want to argue, thumbs down. People want to argue about shit that is, what are you arguing about? Toodles.